Hello, GDQ Committee. Welcome to my submission for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for AGDQ 2026. Now, before I get started with the explanations, I want to clarify first that this is not my main submission for AGDQ 2026. I have been preparing long and hard for Expedition 33 this year, and I do mean long and hard. Like, I am really banking on that being the main thing that gets in. I'm only submitting this as a chance for it to be added as a second game to be accepted in addition to Expedition, which I know the chances of that are really low for a runner to get 2 runs in, but I know it can happen, and I think both of these being shown off at GDQ would be really amazing. I definitely know that I can perform them both good and explain them well and show them off in the best light, and that they would really add to the value of AGDQ. But yeah, definitely, like, Rift Apart's my first speed game. I've been wanting to get this in for years, but I've been submitting it every year, and I will continue to do so if it doesn't get in this. So it's no worries, but I do think it would be really cool to have it in addition to Expedition 33. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, this is my first speedrunning game back in, ran it right after it launched in summer of 2021. It was shown off at a previous GDQ, the New Game Plus speedrun by Mobius, in about 1 hour and 30-ish minutes. New Game Plus record today is down to 1:12, so it's made some considerable improvements, a lot of optimizations with the wrench boosting tech and some cool new skips and strats. Those optimizations have been made for years now, so there's not a lot of new finds nowadays, but we still have, there's still a time for us to show it off at a new GDQ, so all the new stuff that we found years ago. We also haven't shown off anything about any percent at a GDQ yet, so any percent the combat strategies are a bit more, precise. We have to worry more about ammo consumption, ammo manipulation, and how we upgrade our weapons over time and buying new weapons, which, Ratchet and Clank is known for its weapons, so, and there's some powerful ones at that among our arsenal, so there's definitely a lot of skill added to that in these categories. I am aiming to submit all gold bolts as my main submission, because it's essentially the same as any percent, usually has all the same any percent strats except for the final split, which allows us to get infinite ammo with a cheat code for unlocking all the gold bolts. But yeah, that's the extra added part to any percent, is we have to spend 10 extra minutes throughout getting all 25 gold bolts. Now, the reason I want to submit this as opposed to regular any percent is because this has an Easter egg that we get to encounter that references GDQ. So the Insomniac devs, they decided to name one of the arena challenges that we need to get a gold bolt called Awesome Bugtrax Done Quick, which is essentially us riding a speedle down a racing path from start to finish very quickly, which is really cool that they referenced, Insomniac referenced GDQ, and I would be proud to be able to show that on stage. And I'm also thinking of preparing an incentive around it too, maybe doing it blindfolded. I was looking into it a little bit. Not sure if I'll be able to do it yet, but I was also thinking of maybe showing off a different speedle trick in a different level where you can climb a mountain to go up to get one of the gold bolts. It's slower, but it is kind of cool the way that we can use a speedle to literally climb a mountain. So if I decide on any of those, I'll submit that separately, but do know I'm thinking of doing a speedle-related incentive. But yeah, let's get started. So this is going to be easiest difficulty. Everything's on easiest difficulty, which it doesn't really change much. Basically, the only difference is that that would make in the run if it was harder difficulty is the health pools would be bigger, so fights would take longer. Upon starting a new game, we do have to redo our settings. One of the things that I need to do on the controller layout is rebind the shortcut button that's bounded to the 30% game speed accessibility option, because later with the main movement tech with the wrench boost, we get more speed when we're in slow motion, and when we take off slow motion after we wrench boost immediately will speed us up too. So the fact that both my thumbs are going to be on the left and right analog stick, it would be nice to press down on the analog stick because I don't have a third thumb to go press the speed slow-mo button. So yeah, very handy that they actually let us change the layout of the controller on PS5. Yeah, let's get started. So we start the run on skipping the third cutscene. Let's go. So, like I said, Rift Apart was my first game. It's been over 4 years now since I started speedrunning, and this is still my favorite speed game to date. I've ran a lot of cool games, there's been a lot of cool routes, but this is still has my favorite movement tech out of all of them. It's just so cool. And it's not just the wrench boosting, although that is very satisfying movement, there's a lot of cool other tech. You know, if you've seen other Ratchet and Clank speedruns, there has been a lot of cool tech in all of them, and this game is no different. So we will have to collect some bolts, so I'm going to break those boxes. Also, I'm going to jump as often as I can because you save 1 frame of time every time you jump. Also, say hi. Say hi to Ratchet. Alright, so up here we're going to be getting into our first big trick. It's only going to be used once, but it shows an aspect of 2 tricks that we're going to be using often throughout the run, which is capture mode abuse and photo mode abuse. We're going to be using both of them. We combine, it's basically called CMPMA, capture mode, photo mode abuse here, and we're going to use it to literally pull an island over to us. This is the only time we get to utilize it. And now we're kind of out of balance. We're going to get some triggers. There we go. We just got 3 triggers on this island. That doesn't require us to take the rail boost. And then I'm going to try to shoot this guy to get the checkpoint. Cool, cool. That was pretty good. But yeah, like that's the only point where we'll be able to use both capture mode and photo mode together. We'll use both of them independently a lot to override some dialogue and also suspend animations in air to allow us to do certain tricks like infinite jumps, which are really cool. I'll show that off in the next parade float. One thing I want to start mentioning now, though, is any percent is, you know, we're starting from a fresh file. So it's very different from New Game Plus, where we already have our perfect weapon set up. And we're going to have to upgrade things throughout. So the more you shoot, the more you use the weapon, the more it levels us up. So we're going to try to prioritize shooting our weapon at the goons. It is faster to wrench slam them, but we're going to prioritize shooting so that it's level 2 when we have to start killing the ship here. I'm going to try to aim this shot perfectly to damage that ship. Nice. That should take off 20% of its health. And one other key fact is that when you level up your pistol, when you level up any weapon, you get full ammo in it. So we have well enough ammo now to finish this fight. Not too important here, but it comes up a lot later. And the level 2 pistol is just going to decimate, do more damage than a level 1 pistol would have done. Alright, so now here comes the second biggest tech, infinite jumps. We have to do 5 of these in a row here pretty much. These can be a little bit hard to chain together when you first get into it, but they are extremely helpful and a really good pack-up tool to a lot of jumps, especially if you overshoot wrench boost later in the run, for you to IJ, infinite jump, back over to the platform that you probably overshot. But the way it basically works is you're opening map and then photo mode instantly after leaving the map, and it kind of tricks the game into extending out and finishing out animations that you started before opening the map. So we started the wrench slam, and as soon as we open up the photo mode upon exiting the map, it allows us the wrench slam to finish, but everything is still stuck in space and time. Alright, so we bought our Shatter Bomb. This is going to be our most important weapon for a very long while. Ammo is very limited, so we have to be very precise with how we use it. So we killed 6 goons, and now the train's moving, and we can get this trigger to spawn. Here I'm going to do a CS warp, which is basically moving outside of certain cutscene skips. and I'm gonna get our first pair of Raritanium. Once we collect the Raritanium, we can restart checkpoint. But the CS Warp is really cool. We'll see more examples of it later, but here I'm gonna literally kill a ship with a train. So it wasn't, it's kind of hard to see there, but I went over a trigger that basically spawned a ship full of enemies, like 3 goons and 6 dogs. And because they're all on the ship together and the ship goes, I trigger the ship to come through exactly at the right moment when the train comes through. It blows up the ship immediately and gives me a checkpoint that I can restart checkpoint to and abuse, which is really cool. It's a really cool strat that's only in any percent. Oop. We're gonna try and get a Rift Tether here. So the story right now is Dr. Nefarious, Clank has rebuilt the Dimensionaire, but Dr. Nefarious is kind of stole it, and now the dimensions are going all out of control. Part of that, we got a Rift Tether out of it that allows us to pull over to certain areas in the game. It's really cool to get to places quickly. That was kind of bad combat there. You want to try to direct hit them. If they doesn't direct hit them at this level, you have to do 2 splash damage hits to kill them off. We want to try and level up our weapons as fast as possible so that not only can we afford to not be as direct with those shots, we can actually have the splash damage kill multiple of them at the same time later. But also so we can up the ammo reserves a lot. Alright, here's our first boss fight, Dr. Nefarious. So the kind of trick here is basically 3 Shatter Bombs and then shoot him. If we do that, we can only have to sit through 1 of his animations every time he comes back. So we want to try to do 3 here, then shoot immediately, and hopefully he doesn't do a second round of animations. Cool, we're good. It can be a little tight sometimes if you're not ready for it. And then this last time, remember how I said that we'll regain ammo upon things leveling up? The way that we've planned out everything. Oop, I'm actually out of ammo. Let's get this. Okay, cool. The way we planned out everything here is that this will go to level 2 and we'll level up and have full ammo again. Very nice. At 2% we'll change to the blast pistol, and there we go. That is the first split done, and now we get to go through one of the coolest sequences that I've seen in games. They use this in the kind of like reveal trailer for the game too. But it's just like 1 minute where I can't do any inputs here to speed this up. So we just get to watch the pure cinema of this, just hopping through dimensions. But yeah. Rift Apart is an amazing game. Apart from its like speedrunning tech and how much I love it as a speedrun, it's a great game casually too. One of Insomniac's best in my opinion. So the way that the story is going here is the dimensions are going all out of control. Like we defeated Nefarious, but the damage is done. The dimensional nader is all out of control, and our heroes and Dr. Nefarious are going to be sent into this alternate reality where the new protagonists, Rivet and Kid, are going to be. This is kind of like their nebula, their world, their universe that we're in, the alternate dimension. And the other thing is that Dr. Nefarious is actually a superior leader here in this universe, so yeah, we don't like that.
Where are you, Clank? Maybe someone around here.
Alright, so we do a little Finch jump there, kind of precise, kind of hard, only saves 2 seconds, and then I'm going to do a very precise clip there with the elevator coming down on my head. Apparently it slams me into a collision, and we go to the top of this beam. I have no idea why it works the way it does there, but we just like slowly rise up in the beam until it takes us to the top. It's kind of nice, because then we can just skip like this whole cutscene. That's actually one of the newer things that have been found, even though it's like a year old now. It's definitely newer in the sense of I never utilized it in when I was spending hundreds of hours optimizing this game, so. So something that we won't see often in this run, but is kind of exclusive to any percent cats, is swing shot flings. So, especially before we get the wrench boost as optimal tech that we can use. If we have a certain rhythm on how we do flings, we can get a tremendous speed like that.
I'm Ratchet. I
Now you can only do basically 4 flings before you get too far from a fling, but you keep getting like a little speed increase every time you fling. So if we do about 4 in a row like that, we get a generous increase that can send us across sort of flame super fast. Sort of combat area. But it's not going to be able to take us across the entire map. Sometimes the little guys will come up, and I don't want them to be too close, or otherwise they'll interrupt my animation there.
Will you please stop running? Is this some kind of test?
Okay, so another 6 guys here. I'm going to have to be precise with my aiming here as they fly around. They're not going to be like just standing. Cool. Kill the last one and gives us a checkpoint. Alright, and now Phantom gives us the Phantom Dash. So a little bit of new tech. It's not like our speed's going to increase a lot now, but there is some tech to this that lets us move faster. So we start a dodge, a Phantom Dash, from the ground, and then we jump out of it into another dash, and that's the fastest way of us to be able to move. Gonna get a rarity in there to help with upgrades later. But yeah, essentially, so usually it's doing 1 dash, and then you have to like, there's like a little stopping animation before you have to do another one, but you can do it immediately if you jump out of it. So that's what we're gonna do a lot. We have another swing shot fling there, very nice. I love them. That's probably the last, the last big noticeable one that we'll see though, unfortunately. They are pretty hard. And I am messing this up. See, this is where IJs come in handy as a backup trick. In case you're bad at platforming like me. I need to kill this guy, otherwise it doesn't give us a checkpoint. And we don't really utilize the swing shot flings here as well. That wasn't the best that I could have pulled that off in general, but yeah. Okay, so we upgrade our Shatter Bomb. Good, because we're gonna need it. That puts our ammo up to 8 instead of 6. Still not a lot. We're gonna have to conserve our ammo a lot, especially in this next fight, but there's a lot of ammo drops in this next fight, so my positioning is very important to make sure that I don't get collect some drops earlier than others. And I want to start making my way towards the start pretty quickly. We're also going to do a dialogue mute here using the capture mode abuse. That's what capture mode glitches are used primarily for, is dialogue muting, and it allows us to save time by cutting off certain lines later and skips them entirely. Cool. Okay, so basically there's going to be waves that spawn. We want to kill the first 2 enemies of every wave to start spawning the next wave. So I'm going to ignore a lot of enemies and only start killing the first 2 in a lot of things. So this is pretty hectic. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to keep track of. It's a hard combat part, but is that it already? Oh my god, that was actually really good. That was really good. Alright. So everything that we've done so far is pretty much similar to 80%. We have gotten 1 gold bolt already, using the first swing shot fling, but now we're gonna have to take a detour that's specifically all gold bolts only route. So instead of going to the boss at the end, we're gonna go over here, get this rare titanium, and we're gonna jump over here. So it's actually more efficient to do this right now instead of with our hover boots later, because traveling back with the ship adds like 30 seconds of just like waiting on the ship and getting in and traveling time. So we'll just get these gold bolts while we're here right now. We can restart checkpoint twice here to get a checkpoint that's slightly closer. I messed that up a little bit. Not the shortest path that I could have done. 3 enemies here as this last enemy goes. I'm gonna get this rare titanium. Cool, and that killing that enemy spawns that rift tether. And then here my community likes to make fun of this guy. Tuesdays, am I always right? Tuesdays, am I right? I messed it up, I'm sorry. But then Ratchet says, absolutely, and it's the most relatable thing ever. Boy, don't we hate Tuesdays. So here we can restart checkpoint after this gold bolt, and it puts us back here. Now, if we wanted to go get the spy bob, we needed to go get a checkpoint, but we intentionally skipped one of the checkpoints on the way there to be able to use that checkpoint to get back instantly. If I had enough time there, I would have broke that ammo crate, but that's fine. I can just go over here real fast. This boss is just kind of like aiming for his head and trying to optimize and don't like get hit by any of his stuff. Oh nice, I actually killed him before. So most of the time it's hard to kill him before that portal opens, but if you do, then you can go directly to this without waiting on the rare titanium to come to you. But yeah, that's a pretty nice nefarious city. So we have glitch puzzles here. I love glitch, and I love the glitch puzzles, but fortunately for time-wise, Insomniac has provided a way for us to skip these puzzles, as well as the Clank puzzles that are in this game. Otherwise, they would literally add like 30 more minutes, and they don't really have cool tech. I love them, but I am glad that we're able to skip them for the speed run, because there wouldn't be a lot of cool stuff to show off in them. Maybe the Clank stuff, there would be a few things, but for the glitch stuff, there's absolutely nothing. I can split now. Alright, so now we're on to Sargasso, which is where we get to play as our new protagonist, our dual protagonist. Insomniac this decade has really liked the idea of dual protagonists, and I actually like that a lot. Miles, Peter, Rivet, Ratchet, like, really makes, I just love that concept in games. But yeah, I love Rivet as a character too, and Sargasso, like, this was originally introduced in, Tools of Destruction. So, you know, as an alternative reality, alternate dimension, and, you know, Rivet is the alternate dimensional Ratchet. So we're seeing something that we would have seen in Ratchet's dimension back in Tools of Destruction. So here I'm doing a thing called Tiptoe Strat, where I basically saved my location on some land before. Got a checkpoint that I had to get up there, and then just killed myself essentially in the in that poison lake, and it allowed me to. It didn't kill me. It just like reset my location, because that's what this game does. It has a system that saves your location in case you get like in a glitched spot and you can't get out. It like teleports you back to a position where it's like, hey, we know that you actually were safe at this spot, so we'll just teleport you back here. But it's basically it's very similar to Sly Cooper, I mean. Here, let me do this combat. These ships take 2 explosive barrels to destroy. Nice. That's the fast method of killing them. And then we have those guys, and I think everyone's dead. Yep. Gonna go out of here and go back in, and that spawns the cutscene a little bit faster. We're gonna upgrade our Shatter Bomb a lot. We have 6 extra Raritanium, so we're actually like 1 more ahead on Raritanium than I usually need at this point, which is good. Grumptor. This was a returning enemy from Tools of Destruction too. It looks a lot more friendlier and cartoony than it did in Tools of Destruction. I actually went. Rift Apart was like my first game in the series. Well, it was actually the second, but I went back to play the whole series, and I gotta say, going back to see Tools of Destruction was quite an experience, especially seeing the changed Grunthor models. Still really cool, but yeah, it's insane to see how much progress Rift Apart changed to the old Sargasso from Tools of Destruction. So you might have noticed that I restarted checkpoint there. Restarting checkpoint refills our ammo in this. So sometimes we strategically do it, especially if we have multiple combat scenarios in a row, to restart on purpose. I also am very careful with my positional awareness of where I am. So I don't get ammo from ammo crates too early. Cool, cool. So all those guys are done. We don't need to ride the Speedle over. We can just get this checkpoint like that. Now we don't need to take care of all these enemies. This Grunthor, and then also... So I didn't want to get all that ammo at the same time. Luckily, there's more ammo over here. Doesn't waste time. Okay, I got all the toads. To avoid a annoying little slowdown thing, I'm just going to restart checkpoint there. And, oh, I didn't get it. You can, if you get the Speedle to jump at the right kind of like proxy, you can ride the Speedle all the way to right here. Alright, I'm gonna try to use the Speedle to skip this Seekerpede section. Oop. Yep, there we go. There's another way of doing this where you can restart checkpoint and jump off the Speedle and then throw a Shatter Bomb above you really fast, but it's a little bit tricky. And roughly the same time as that, but yeah, we literally skipped like having to wait for the ramps to climb up to the Seekerpede and just use the side of the mountain. I love that. Alright, so we gotta be careful with our ammo. So again, I'm positional awareness of knowing where the ammo drops are, making sure that you don't pick them up too soon. I think I did pick up that one too soon, so we're gonna be a little bit short. I might have to skip to my blast pistol here, but essentially we're gonna use the same thing as we used for the infinite jumps, where we're gonna stop freeze everything in time, but the game code is gonna continue. So that the Seekerpede is right above us when the cutscene transitions. Therefore, he's close enough for us to hit his weak point, and we don't have to get on us. It also prevents us from getting on a Speedle, which is very nice. Okay, here we have like 4 ammo boxes, and he's gonna destroy them most likely. So again, positional awareness is very important to make sure I'm not too close. So I don't want to pick up anything too early. Hello? There we go. I think I picked up one of the drops too early. Alright, so that's Sargasso. Really cool. I love like the Seekerpede. The Rivet and Clank are now kind of like gonna be the duo that we see a lot going forward. But that's okay, because Ratchet's gonna have Kit here in a little bit. We have a really cool glitch of... It's really inconsistent, but I am gonna show it off. First we want to upgrade this. Cool. But I basically can have 2 tries at this before it starts losing time. It's like 40% consistent, but basically we can use the way that a PS5 menu works to still like start a new game while having a new game loading up. And the loading kind of... Nice, I got it first try. So basically what I did there is I've confused the game into not starting the cutscene immediately and to jumping the trip. Oh, nice. And then we have a CS warp. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. I apologize for not explaining as fast as I could. I'll start explaining that earlier next time. But essentially, I explained the CS warp a little bit already, but essentially moving in a direction while skipping some cutscenes actually gives you a great boost of speed. And if we aim it very precisely, we can stop ourselves right above the spot that we need to. I have to aim at like 1230 on the analog stick. Very precise. So we have an arena here. This is actually kind of like a 4-minute auto-scroller, so gives me a chance to explain some of the stuff that you just saw. So back to like what I did at the end of the Sargasso level. There's basically like a 35-second cutscene that is unskippable, but we were able to bypass that using the PS5 menu to, you know, be able to do, if I'm holding a button as I press load game and it brings up like the file system of a PS5 overlay menu, as long as I'm holding a button while going into that, same with like capture mode and any other PlayStation 5 feature, it allows me to move the inputs in the game still while that PlayStation 5 system is up as the main UI element on screen, and it lets me interact with both of them at the same time. So I basically started a new game and like had it have to load the cutscenes and skip the cutscenes of a new game. while I loaded the save file that we were currently on in Sargasso. And because of the way that works, it's inconsistent, but sometimes it overloads, especially if you're making sure that you're skipping, mashing the skip cutscene button and jumping at the same time. It can overload it and let you jump in the ship as Sargasso before it triggers the cutscene of you entering it, and it lets you bring up the menu prompt for selecting the next planet before the cutscene starts. So like you could still sit there and see the whole cutscene, but the menu for activating the next planet is up already, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and that's the only spot that will utilize that piece of tech. So here for the arena, it's pretty simple. For the first 4 waves, there's not much that we can do to make them go faster, but the 5th wave, the portals actually spawn a little bit faster if you can clear them out fast, so it actually matters how fast we do this here. And there's a little piece of strategy here to kind of knock back these types of enemies, the pirate enemies, into like the fiery out of bounds area, because it means if they die on land, they have a slightly longer, like half-second death animation, but they evaporate pretty much instantly if you knock them back into the fire. So we try to do that, and it'll save us a couple seconds on this wave if by the end, if we do it efficiently with each one. Cool little small optimizations to combat. And I can use the music as a cue, so usually like when the music resets right there, that's when it normally, the wave would normally finish all the time, but when I realized that this was a method that we could use to speed it up, I consistently can tell without even looking at my time that I'm like 2-3 seconds faster because of I'm 2-3 seconds faster than that music looping cue. Oh yeah, also because I did that sort of trick with the Sargasso file system, it changes our settings back to default, which I like to have subtitles on for certain cues. We have our beautiful, beautiful boy Francois, and I'm so sorry, Francois, I gotta massacre you. So it's funny because now that I run Expedition 33, there is also Best Boy Francois in that game. It's really funny that 2 speedruns that I have now utilize that. There I basically did a almost frame perfect trick to skip cutscene with a shortcut button and pause the game at the same time, and it allows me to queue up skipping the cutscene for when the next one loads up, that I can utilize for back-to-back double cutscenes. That rare TM. Don't really need it actually, but nice backup. Alright, so that's the arena. Now, oh, I forgot to split, sorry. Hey there, Rivet. Mort just wants us to help out Trudy. I'm sorry, Mort. We're in a speed run. We can't. Although, if you want to see us get all the Zerp stones, all 50, in a speedy fashion in like 4 minutes, you can see that in all collectibles speedrun. It's pretty cool. Alright, so this is the level where the movement tech is presented, where we learn about the wrench boost and get the wrench boost. Well, it's where we get hover boots, and the wrench boost tech we can utilize as well from it everywhere, so. We just gotta get through this first fight, and then we'll meet Kit and get our hover boots as well. Should note that we have the option to go to Blizzard first, but once we get the hover boots for Ratchet, Rivet will also be able to make use of it. This enemy right here, it's important to note we wait on him, because for some reason killing the enemy by the raritanium lets us get the raritanium. Otherwise, you're not supposed to be able to get the raritanium by throwing a shower bomb at it. It's a weird, like, little glitch thing, I guess. Nice. That wasn't too bad. Alright, we got the hover boots. So basically how this works, this was, basically we have to hold L2 as we go against a wall, and it lets us gives us a big boost of speed. It was a thing that was unintended by the devs that was found early on, but the devs were amazing. Insomniac devs are just the best because they were like, you know, we don't want this to ruin casual playthroughs, but we love speedruns and want to keep it as speedrunning tech, so they just added a fix to make it so that you have to hold L2 to activate it, whereas before you didn't. Which is so nice because it doesn't make it like harder at all, really. But yeah, goated Insomniac devs. Literally would have changed my entire speedrunning career if they decided not to do that. Wouldn't have done anything, so. Combat's much cooler here than like NG+. Shatter bombs will explode like 2 seconds in mid-air, so I try to use that, the boundary of this arena, as a way to mark like how far a shatter bomb can go before it explodes. So I can roughly, I don't have to be like precisely direct hitting them, but I can like kind of precise, get around them with splash damage. That's our first temple that we have to, oop, I messed this up. Hold on, let me do the backup. Oh, we sizzled. So there's a thing in this game, it's kind of like how I was explaining back in Sargasso with the tiptoe strat. If you like sizzle, do a thing that was unintended. Oop, I'm messing up the wrench boost, my bad. Let me go back to the spot here. Alright, let me just focus for a sec. Nope, that's not enough speed. Sorry, not the best first showcase of the wrench boost, but...
I see. Thank you anyway.
Okay, that's fine enough. Now, there's a little, like, glitch thing where, if we go directly to where that gold bolt was, there's, like, a invisible thing that insta-kills you. So we want to, like, get it to start moving, and then, like, move back and start chasing it. You can't, like, go to it immediately, or else it's gonna, like, insta-kill you. And that goes for anything that's like that, any movable vehicle types like that, or in Savali. So this is our second temple. We have to go through 3. Once we kill all these enemies, we can restart checkpoint. It doesn't matter if we will destroy all the ammo boxes because restarting checkpoint will refill all of them. We need to be careful not to break the sort of an destructible barrier because we're going to use it as a wrench boost spot to the next temple. So we're going to make sure to aim our shatter bomb shots really high in the sky whenever we have to kill enemies behind this wall that's in front of me right now. We're going to try to damage this ship early to spawn some enemies on the right here early. There's enemies in the back. I know the spawns pretty well.
Oh, I'm great. Just waiting for this to get hard.
Gonna get some ammo because there's one final big ship that we have to worry about. And not get those guys. So I'm gonna be aiming super high to make sure the explosions don't destroy the barrier that I'm gonna be needing to use. Alright. And that should be everything. Okay. We're good. Need to get some bolts and get this rotating as the cutscene transitions. Cool, cool. Alright, so now the hardest wrench boost in the game, Mountain Ascension. So basically there's 4 checkpoints up a mountain that we have to get. We're going to try and get them all with like the, basically one big speed boost here. So fast. That wasn't the most perfect, but it'll do. And then we're going to continue here. Oh, no. Hold on, we're good. Didn't do that right. Alright, so because I'm not going to be able to do the best I'm going to dialogue mute one of Kit's lines. If you're fast enough, you don't have to dialogue mute, but it saves us like 9 seconds at the top, or maybe 7 seconds if we're pretty slow. If you're fast, the dialogue goes so fast that you don't ever have to encounter the dialogue. That takes a while to enter this, interact with the dialogue, but yeah. Didn't get a full Mountain Ascension, but that was still a pretty good showcase of how you go up the mountain with wrench boosts. Get all 4 checkpoints up the mountain without having to take the intended path. And then, yeah, because I dialogue muted, we're able to interact with this console fast. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, hardest trick in the game. I've definitely spent dozens of hours practicing Mountain Ascension on its own. Definitely my most practiced one. I'm glad that I was able to get it somewhat efficiently. Alright, so now we've gotten through all the temples, so Gary's going to take us back and tell us that we have to go up to the archives, and we're going to have a big fighting section on there.
We're all safe, but now we need your help to reach the archives.
Looks like this cable runs back to the
Now he has this like dimensional sequence for us to go through. We're just going to say nah. We're going to do archive skip instead, which is basically this. And then there we go. Archive skip.
Archives run on a helix generator. If we turn it on, we can get inside.
So I'm gonna try to kill these guys as fast as possible, as one does in a speed run. I know that as I get closer to the middle here, I'll get more ammo naturally because there's drops nearby. And then move over to this side. I need to kill these enemies still. Cool.
Some things in here are irreplaceable. The blueprints, the dimensional map.
Die! Die! Okay, we're good. That was really close. Had to finish that guy with a wrench throw. Really tight on ammo. We're gonna restart to refill our ammo. Now we're gonna spawn these guys, but ammo is very limited here, so I'm gonna make sure that I can utilize my same ammo on both of them. So I'm gonna get them a little bit closer. A little bit closer so they can take advantage of the same splash damage area. Hopefully this guy gets closer actually. Okay, I'm gonna preserve my ammo until this guy gets closer. Okay, not exactly what I wanted, but fine. There is a trick where it's really hard and inconsistent, so nobody goes for it, but there is a way to trick them to jump off the arena, and you basically get a free kill if they manage to jump off the arena. There's actually tricks that we're going to be using with photo mode abuse to suspend certain bosses in midair, and it forces them to kind of move out of bounds and insta kills them. We have to be careful though, because every time we do want to do something like that, it means that we'll lose weapon XP from them, which all bosses are really good users of weapon XP. So there I used a shortcut button with the weapon combo. Basically, during cutscenes it allows us to...
Sorry, one sec.
Actually, hold on, we gotta buy the topiary. Topiary is really good about maximizing our damage. Restart checkpoints to skip the animation.
Who was that? Do you know what she was talking
Oh,
about?
really precise setup here against the wall.
Whatever happened here?
Yeah, let me explain the topiary now, actually. So the topiary is our next weapon. So we've been wanting to prolong the topiary for as long as we can, but it helps a lot towards the end, and plus we want to start leveling it up, because the more we level up, more upgrades for it to basically deal more damage comes in handy a lot quicker. So, but I do need to watch out about leveling it up, so I'm gonna start throwing one right now. But I'm gonna go get a gold bolt. Ooh, that was almost perfect. Actually, just to get a little bit of extra XP, I'm gonna throw that real fast. Cool. We have new enemy type here, just the flying goons. They have more health, but with the topiary, like everything takes more damage, takes increased damage with the topiary. Anything that gets topiaried. So we're gonna utilize that fact a lot now.
This is the mining hub.
Thanks for the help,
Perhaps
Bolt.
someone here can direct us
Not
to the
really used
drill.
to it.
So with these Blizzard crystals, there's a lot of times where we have cutscenes that force us not to move, but with the 3-hit weapon combo, as an accessibility option bounded to the cuts to
Perhaps someone here can direct
our shortcut button. It actually allows us
station should be nearby.
to
You're just full of fun.
move around in these non-movable cutscenes. And I'm doing something very precise right now where like the camera won't move with us. Nice. No! If it fades to black, that means it resets my position because I landed in a wrong spot. That's okay. It's something that's really hard to do. It's wrench boost
Earthquakes,
over here.
interdimensional
But yeah, like
rifts.
that's a really hard trick because you literally can't see where you're going.
Whatever happened to please our in my dimension, this one could be next.
Cool. I'm gonna do a wrench boost here. So we got this checkpoint right here. We don't need to go in the area where it changes dimensions. We can just barely missed it.
I am overheating. If only I could. I'm a flame.
Go up to that checkpoint. That rare titanium. So there's 3 bots here. Insomniac likes to use the rule of 3 a lot, which is good. It's a good design choice. But there's our second bot that we have to save for Cookin' Mama. Actually, it's not Cookin' Mama, but the chief engineer. Cookin' Mama is a different thing. If we're fast enough. Okay, we weren't fast enough, so I'm trying to dialogue mute on the chief engineer line. If I did this appropriately, we would have saved 30 seconds, or like 12 seconds. Otherwise, if I did it wrong. Okay, oh duh me, the ceiling, that's the good dialogue line to show that we did overlap the dialogue and effectively. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do photo mode abuse while this guy's jumping in the air, and it's gonna force him in a position if we wait 4 seconds to just spawn out of bounds. He moves far enough out of bounds after 4 seconds in that state, and he instantly dies. So that's really fast. But like I said, we won't be able to utilize the fact of leveling up our weapons a little bit more. So I'm setting up a wrench boost right here. Once we hear Jim, we can wrench boost, get a checkpoint right there. And sometimes you can carry out that wrench boost over to this main area and jump back over there, over to where I just interacted with this puzzle. But it's really, really tight. It's really impressive, though, whenever one of us speedrunners can pull off that wrench boost all the way over there. But yeah, if you haven't noticed yet, this game is very trigger dependent. There's, like, we can't just, they got stuck. You wait a second to pull that until he says got stuck. You actually wait, like, save, like, a half a second, and it spawns his dialogue a little bit faster. A small little thing. So here is one of the most infamous tricks in the game. And we call it... We used to call it all for one skip. Just for fun, pretty much. But we have to get a really big boost. If we're actually not going to do the full thing, I'm actually going to do a optimized method. I got a checkpoint right up there at the top, but I'm continuing it through instead of going to the end of the drill platform because we want to get this gold bolt. And then the fact that I got that checkpoint means that I'm going to be able to spawn to the top. But look at this. We're going to be able to skip this entire rail section thanks to wrench boosts. Like, look at that speed.
We will soon. Then we can stop it from happening in this dimension.
Oh, I didn't even make it to the top platform. Okay. That's actually really funny. But yeah, we trigger the cutscene, so we're all good. This is the biggest time save in the entire run by utilizing a wrench boost. We'll just restart checkpoint, and that puts us up to the top here. But yeah, this rail section takes like a minute long, so good to have a very strong wrench boost. The only problem is that there's a trigger at the top there before we have to go over, so we can't just take that big wrench boost we did at the start to instantly. But we have 3 dropships we're gonna have to destroy here. This has to be pretty precise. Because if we don't do this in enough time, we're gonna have to wait. And we're gonna have to wait. Well, actually, maybe not. Yeah, we will. Okay. So now we have to wait like 10 seconds for that drop ship to go away. If we destroyed all the drop ships in time, then we didn't have to wait at all, but it's really tight. Now we're gonna... Sorry. I was worried about the PC strat. PC, it's different because you need to change subtitles to force a checkpoint, but right there we just force performance mode. Here I'm gonna try to kill the new guys that spawn here quickly, and it can skip a dialogue line.
What is your plan?
I am actually going to turn that on. Cool. Yeah, so if there's a way if you kill some of the enemies faster, you skip the chief engineer dialogue line, and I think I did. So we have to wait until chief engineer starts talking again, and then this, for some reason, this drop ship starts taking more damage. Otherwise, don't waste your ammo too quickly. Like, even my wrench is doing 7% damage there. That's really crazy. I'm going to restart checkpoint because I need full ammo for Torin. But yeah, that's Blizzar. So I always mention that Savali, Blizzar, and Torin are the terrible three. They are very hard to optimize perfectly in a run. They ended up being my worst 3 splits when I started running this game, but they soon became my favorite over time. Torin is the hardest planet in the game, and it is now my favorite. So we have another rail skip here. It is very precise, so let me focus. Okay, good. So there's 2 checkpoints that I got there, of 2 above the rails. Now the checkpoints, the death walls here are extremely hardened. Yeah, there's only 2 checkpoints that you have to get there that we got basically right before I like finished the wrench boost over to that section of out of bounds. Okay, cool. Typical combat there. But yeah, there's only 2 required checkpoints in that whole rail section. Otherwise, if you go to that hurl shot, it doesn't give you, or swing shot, it doesn't give you anything. Now, on the rail system, there is a gold bolt that we missed. Thankfully, there's a sneaky little rip tether down here that we can get from up here. That gets us this gold bolt, and upon restarting checkpoint, it takes us back up to where this combat was. Beautiful. It also helps because it refills our ammo upon us utilizing that there. So now I'm at full ammo and I can utilize and spam my shatter bombs to my heart's content here. Gonna have these explode in midair with these guys. These guys are a little bit slow, and then this spawns. We're gonna wanna refill our ammo again for this. Now this fight is really tough because at the end we're gonna wanna make use of our time. We also want to try to utilize leveling up our topiary a little bit here, but our time before the Wee Roger boss spawns up here is very tight, and we want to utilize our time to go collect this gold bolt over here while we're waiting. And also has 5 rare titanium, which is really nice. Now we're gonna do the same thing as we did with the last boss. The other boss that's kind of like of this fashion, where we're gonna just despawn him and he's gonna die. Oh, wait, did I get it? Oh, I did. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay, that's very tight. I don't know if I got the rare titanium, but honestly that doesn't matter. So normally the backup is just to when you spawn there after that fight is over, you just go down and get the spy bot. But if you're very quick about it, you can actually get it, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure I got it. All right. So we're doing another photo mode abuse to make sure that this next boss does not spawn. Oh, hold on. I need to get this wrench boost. So normally it's required to kill him, but if he doesn't spawn in the first place, we're all good and can just continue on. We're going to skip another rail section. See, this game's got skips. And now for like my favorite sequence in the game, the Fixer. So this is a rail section that we actually have to be a part of, but not really, because we can actually reload checkpoint and spam jump. if I can get it correctly. And take a few tries if you're not good. Doing other inputs too, like spamming aim, can help you get off too, or spamming fire. But we're gonna go out of bounds and hopefully get a good wrench boost here. No, not a good wrench boost, but it's still fine because the checkpoint, we were only gonna go to this spot right here. Yeah, the fixer segment is so good, but there's a lot of cool, like, there's a lot of checkpoints that we have to hit. So over here, we do a very precise, like 400 millisecond PMA that gets us like halfway up between one rail and another. And then there's a checkpoint right there. This is actually going really well. Checkpoint right there. 3 raritanium. Now you want to wait until the laser beam hits and then start grabbing this, otherwise there's an invisible barrier that kills you. I am broken. I cannot fix. I cannot be fixed. I love this section so much. Alright, and then we're going to do another PMA to zoom us forward. Basically, the indicator that I use is as soon as the middle center dot in the middle of my screen starts going back up instead of going down, is my indication of doing all those PMA strats of just like sending me forward with momentum. But yeah, just because of how the rail systems work and like, you know, PMA, it stops everything in midair, but the PMA photo mode expects us to hit the rail in a second and we get like a really big speed boost when we start a rail. CS warp over here, nice. Don't have to take that little slow elevator across. Okay. But yeah, Tauren is such a good plan. It's really technical, but that was a really good showcase of Tauren. AGB in Cordelion is kind of tricky. We get all 3 gold bullets at the start. So that's gold bolt number 1. And then we're gonna do a trick where we start the elevator, but we actually teleport out of the elevator space here. We just need to get into this state where Ratchet's infinitely falling, activates slow-mo, and it lets him like sizzle out of the elevator space because there's invisible walls keeping him from falling out. And then there's a death barrier right here. We have to very carefully go out of it at that specific spot. And then we can drop down to this gold bolt that we would have gotten much later into the level. And then we can do another thing here where if we infinite jump at a precise spot, we can get rid of these magna boots. And then I can climb up here and we can try to get another gold bolt because we're waiting 30 seconds on an elevator to spawn. But I don't care about the elevator because I want to get a gold bolt. There we go. So that's all 3 gold bolts in Cordelion. Very nice. Am I also going to get this? We do need a restart checkpoint though because there is a checkpoint at the start. But essentially that's like, we're just waiting 30 seconds on the elevator to go down. Doesn't matter if we're at the elevator or not. But yeah, that's basically us utilizing 30 seconds that we would normally have to use to wait. Like NG Plus has to wait on that elevator. There's nothing you can do. Especially since one of the next trigger checkpoints is immediately after that elevator, after it fully goes down. Gonna get Junk Bob moving, but then come back for the 3 raritanium. Cool, very cool. We do need to keep an eye on bolts. I think I'm a little bit low. I'm usually aiming to be at 17,000 by the end of this. And also I want to get my topiary to level 3 so we can do more damage to the Farius. Here, because Junkbot is such a slow pants, we're going to restart checkpoint to move him forward. The elevator, bam, we're going to dialogue, mute on that. We're going to use these amoeboids to level up our topiary. You can see the XP bar in the top
Leave it to us.
Um,
Junkbot.
Okay, I will just stay down here and watch you.
in the top right, going up while we're in this elevator. Does its job over time. Well, it's supposed to.
Aw, I have never seen you so playful before.
Well, it's supposed to. That's fine though.
He just moseys around the
We'll be able to
station
get
doing his own
some
thing,
Topiary
but
XP on these
seems
next
to be
enemies too.
actively chasing you. I am jealous.
So Cordelion is where this run starts to slow down. It's been very fast paced, and that's what I love about it. But this is where it does slow down a little bit. But there's still so much going on.
Why did the forge not work?
I guess it
So you do have to kill some enemies there, just like 1 or 2, to get through the checkpoint. I'm gonna restart here so I have Topiary ammo.
Please on. That's our way out.
There's a trick here where you don't have to worry about any of these guys attacking you if you Topiary in the right spots. But because I need Topiary XP, I decided I'm just gonna Topiary them, then kill them. Okay, so here we have to wait on Junkbot's dialogue, and you know, not all dialogue can be skipped with the method that we use to mute it, but here we can go in the pocket dimension, get 3 Raritanium in there, which is nice, but by the time we go in the pocket dimension, it queues up a whole different set of Ratchet dialogue and overrides the conversation he was having with Junkbot, so allows us to interact with the glitch console immediately. This glitch puzzle is the only unique one where you actually have to move backwards to spawn some of the dialogue, the end dialogue, a little bit quicker. Yeah, that dialogue, someone needs to stop them. I don't know why this one's unique to that, but it is. We get 3 Raritanium up here. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I completely forgot, the spy bot back in Torin. You might have remembered that trick where, with Re-Lodger, that we kind of, how do you put it? While waiting for the cutscenes to transition, we went over and got the gold bolt while waiting, and we also did that with the spy bot. The spy bot is not one of the collectibles we have that's required in this category for us to collect, but we get it because it lets us do a mute later in our duelist on some pirate shanties. It lets us mute the green pirates and basically saves us like 5 seconds on 4 different dialogues. So for us spending like, as long as it doesn't take us more than 15 minutes to get a spy bot, it's worth us getting a spy bot to override this dialogue. Alright, that was kind of slow killing those me boys, but that's okay.
Let us watch.
I should mention, when I started a new checkpoint, when I'm like swinging my wrench back and forth to build up speed, that's called backwards wrench boosting, which basically that's me flicking the left analog stick up and down really fast as I start wrench boosting, and doing that repeatedly over gives me incremental speed boosts over time. So every time I do it, I get a slightly bigger boost, and I get some of that stuff. So I am kind of behind.
Are you okay?
Oh, by the way, we do a PMA there to avoid us having to do magnet boots. This does make it so that
I have been thinking
ooh, nice wrench boost. Oh no!
and risking a good life.
I didn't quite get all the way in bounds. There we go.
Even joy.
Okay, I'm gonna start explaining this next section because this is the infamous door skip, which can save 30 seconds if I'm do it effectively. But the way this works, actually, I'm just gonna focus on what I need to do. I'm gonna kill these 2, spawns these 2, and I'm gonna kill this guy really fast. I don't think this is gonna work. 2. This is a very precise strat. Yeah, I'm gonna restart this because I really want to show it off, but those enemies that come through that door, if we kill them as they come through the door, it keeps the door open. We want to keep the door open as we finish the fight because then we can get the checkpoint early without finishing the fight. I'm gonna keep doing this because I really want to show it off. Which is the setup that I came up with, which is usually very precise. I'm gonna do slow mode to make this. There we go, got it. Door skip. Very, very precise. So now I just need to kill these enemies. Nice. And because I killed... Oh no, there's still an enemy over here. Dang it. If I killed those enemies at the same time, I didn't have to kill these enemies, and it gave us the cutscene. But because there was an extra enemy that wasn't killed back there, it didn't give me the cutscene. Alright. So normally we have to fight about a dozen more enemies from here on out before big enemies come. Normally you can skip the big boss enemies and go straight through the door as it opens, but since we already have the door open thanks to door skip, like basically the door is programmed to shut as soon as the enemies that spawn, like that we killed early in that first part of the phase of the fight. If we killed them early, like the door opens and we kill them before they go throughout past the door, the game never has a trigger to close the door. So, very, very cool.
I knew you could do it. We have obtained the phase quartz as well.
Yeah, meet us at Xerxes so we can build this thing.
Okay, so up here we have a trigger once we hit the phase quartz, but then we need to get another trigger. Don't go off the platform too fast. You can see the checkpoint icon in the bottom right. It popped up twice there to show that there was 2 unique checkpoints there. Part of this game and its speedrun, like, I love the movement tech to it, but there is a big learning curve to understanding the triggers and making sure that you don't forget anything. Speaking of forgetting things, there's a gold bolt that is very easy to forget on this level that I'm gonna get right now.
Are you nervous about meeting Ratchet?
Cool, cool.
Hi, Ratchet. I'm Ratchet. Nice to meet you.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
So, remember how I said I wanted to get the topiary to level 3? Well, the reason is right there. It really helps us deal more damage to enemies that are topiaried from this point on, so... And it, specifically for Nefarious, I try to get it to level 3 and purchase those upgrades because, like, you see he's taking like 4% damage on every one of those shatter bombs. As opposed to he would be taking 2 or 3 damage if I didn't do that upgrade, so it's really good. But some runners wait to do their topiary upgrades until later. But I prefer just to make these fights go a little bit faster. Now I don't want, it is actually it's bad if I keep him topiaried too much because the topiary and the cold front are 2 weapons that kind of like freeze enemies or grassify them. Let's get more ammo. This part here, I want to make sure I'm not damaging Nefarious too much before I kill the grunt or else I soft lock myself. I did soft lock myself. Okay, that's okay. We only have to face Nefarious now. It's not too much time lost. I like got Nefarious down on health super fast. Now I'm gonna try to throw a topiary here to try to topiary him as we transition over. It's RNG if it's gonna topiary him, but we do good damage. Alright, we did not. The TNT around the level does help do damage to him, by the way. So if we can use the environmental area. Oh hey, it's the Gold Bolt challenge, the arena challenge, the awesome Bugtrax done quick. I went over the name really fast, but it did say awesome Bugtrax done quick. So this is where that special GDQ reference that Insomniac devs put into the game is, and it's really cool that they reference GDQ. You can tell Insomniac really loves speedrunnings in their games, so. Yeah, but this is basically, you know, we just need to make sure we don't run into the TNT. There's no way that we can really go faster, no tech here, but yeah. So there's 2 arena matches that allow us to get a gold bolt, so we want to get them now instead of later, because there is one other time when we return to Xerxes before the final boss, but we want to be able to get the 2 gold bolts now, so we can get to 25 gold bolts before the end of Visceron, so that we can utilize infinite ammo as a cheat code upon getting all the gold bolts, or getting to 24 gold bolts before the really long final Visceron fight. Yeah. But yeah, also the awesome Bugtrax done quick, like that name, that's only US dependent. For European versions of the game, it's called something else, I forget what it's called. And if you're playing the PC game, the name is changed too.
Exterminate their disgusting, overly complicated bodies!
So it's a cool little, not only is it a cool GDQ reference, it's a cool, like, region version difference, which we don't usually get to see a lot of region difference stuff affecting games nowadays. So this is pretty simple. Pretty similar to the arena that we saw first, like, just kill the enemies as soon as they jump out. It's not really important whether you kill them as soon as they jump out. Or at least I don't think so. It's not like it's hard, because everyone dies from just like one blast of our Shatter Bomb, and we have so much ammo with our Shatter Bomb, and ammo refills so fast that we're not really at risk. We just go through this as soon as we see 5 of them jump out. These enemies are really low health too, so using the Topiary isn't going to level it up that much. The Topiary is at no risk at leveling up. We do want to level it up to level 5 and invest into its level 4 upgrades, but that comes very naturally. Our next big weapon is going to be the Warmonger, though. I actually did run out of ammo, funny enough. But that's okay. Doesn't take that much to just clean up with our wrench, good old wrench. That gets us our last gold bolt in Xerxes. Woo! Love that animation. All right. So nice little sneak peek of the arena. If you ever watch an all collectibles run, you get to see us stack arena stuff together, which Acid also had arena stacking, which is really insane to see multiple arena matches. It's very chaotic to see multiple arena matches going on at once and trying to complete them at once, but yeah. So our Dolus is next, and our Dolus can be a tough level. It's a long one too, so strap in. Ratchet and Clank are now reunited at last. So we've been on a journey with the story, you know, trying to repair the Dimensionator and like also gain like the Blizon crystal. Basically, we did repair the Dimensionator, but Nefarious and Emperor Nefarious, the Rivets version. Sorry, I gotta do base boosted. This is called base boosted wrench boost. Because it's just like, what other name would you think you'd call it? Base boosted, just perfect name for this. But that lets us skip a big section. I'm not gonna try to, we're gonna dialogue mute on Pierre, because shocker, it saves time and lets us, it's actually the biggest dialogue mute that saves time. Saves like, I want to say 20 seconds if I remember correctly, and lets us pull the crank immediately after we kill the enemies. Okay, so that should be all of them. Cool. I was trying not to break the barrier there, but that's okay. We are going to have to buy the Warmonger on this level, and I am very short on bolts, so I will have to collect some extra bolts. Restart checkpoint to reconstruct this barrier. Checkpoint there. Gold bolts there. I ran into that. But what's nice about these is that they actually give us bolts, so I kind of did that intentionally. Now I want to be careful, because this water is full of deadly piranhas. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're fine. It's if you drop into it twice in a row, pretty much, or in it for more than 2 seconds. We can make a little shortcut there. We got the checkpoint on our way to that pearl shot. We want to get this 2 rare titanium at the back here. All right, but this is where shanty time comes. So my community has a tradition of singing these shanties. But remember why we got the spy? I explained earlier that we got the spy bot.
Think your pipes are ready for us? Shift a shop and shanty? Oh no.
So I want to mute on his line, wait for it to finish, and then spy bot. I messed it up a little bit. Oh, I think I was too early. Me hearties, sing shanties. Alright, so I did officially do it there. So now the green pirate will be muted this entire time. He has lines because he's the leader, like for each one of the songs. So you'll see him like move up, but then he instantly stops. He is like, oh wait, I'm not prompted to speak, I can't talk. But we gotta remember that he finishes each of the songs, so we'll have to finish the shot with him. But it's just like a little bit of Simon Says. Normally we get ourselves propped up and then go out of bounds after this. But for this, we actually have a different strat. Where we're gonna go up this elevator shaft, because if we, basically if we go out of bounds, it makes us have to do this glitch puzzle twice up here to get the gold bolts. Now, it's nice because it basically lets us, means that when we go to Savali, the glitch puzzle is already completed there and the door is open for us to get the gold bolts. So it doesn't matter when we do the glitch puzzle, it just forces us to do the glitch puzzle here instead of later. But one of our biggest strat hunters for Rift Apart, Mark, he basically figured out that we could go up the elevator shaft, intentionally get this gold bolt the way that we expected, using only one of the glitch puzzles here, and then we never have to do the last glitch puzzle later. And because there's a way where we can flip out of bounds to get the gold bolts in Savali. Since we're heading underground, it works well on working intentionally into our path to actually be worth going for and saving time, whereas it's usually just worth doing the glitch puzzle if we didn't have that out of bounds directly on our path during the Savali 2 sequence of events. So I'm gonna restart this because I'm losing time. So here we need to start the checkpoints here, but the combat's supposed to go. There's supposed to be combat that happens up here. We're just gonna ignore that and go out of bounds. That was a little bit bad. Not the best French boost, but we're gonna go out of bounds where the crank, this normally comes up later, but we're just gonna kill the enemies from down here so that we can start moving the crank early. And it's very beneficial because we have enemies on that, over there, and over there. That should be it. Nope. Alright, so if we kill those enemies, now it starts bringing up the big boss of this area, but if we pull the crank right after we get this checkpoint right here, we never have to face it and we go directly to this collectible. Skips that boss entirely. If you yeah, it's a really cool skip. Took a lot of technical work to realize that it actually had potential, because it often resulted in soft lock if we pulled the crank too early. But yeah, really cool that we were able to like finish part of the fight from below and still utilize the crank to skip the boss fight. Alright, so this is auto-scrollless, our duelist auto-scroller, which we do have to kill the enemies on here pretty fast, otherwise it like, we have to wait 15 extra seconds. Because if we don't kill all of them, we won't be able to, we'll have to kill more of them at the end, because the game registers as you not having killed all of them. We do have enough bolts. I needed 30,000. I thought I was a little bit low, but we're all good. Oh, actually, we got the gold bolts. I forgot about that. The TNT around the gold bolts, so we're all good with that. But yeah, basically, we're going to have to wait 30 seconds after we finish off these last enemies. And we can utilize those 30 seconds to wrench boost over, because we get a checkpoint when the ship finishes its auto-scroller path.
But we really should talk about this later. One left now.
Okay. That's our cue to leave.
Is that the last of them?
Oh, shoot. Okay, this is going to be a little bad.
I would be regrouping for a counterattack right now, but I'm not anymore. So who knows?
Okay, so I messed this up. We have more opportunities. I'm going to lose a bit more time because of this. But essentially what was going to work is I was going to go over Mr. Khan, buy the Warmonger, and then restart checkpoints when this ship finishes its path to force myself to spawn back over here with a new weapon. But we can just wait. But now we can go get the weapon, because the same thing will apply right here, where we have like 20 seconds of free time to go over and buy the weapon. The only difference is that we were able to get some more XP on our new Warmonger if on some of those ships flying by, if we got it at that point. That's okay. We just need to be quick here and upgrade our topiary while we're at it.
What the heck is
And he's
that?
gonna say the plunder beam. Checkpoint, and then we can restart that. If we always restart checkpoint there, by the way. It's always faster to restart checkpoint, and it lets the enemies spawn a little bit faster than if we just wait on them. But we have enemies there. And the game wants us to take like a grapple off to the side. We're just like, nah, we're gonna go this way. There is a required checkpoint right here at the front, but then we just need to kill these enemies, and boom. We're able to skip that entire grappling point over there. Really cool. All aboard. Chugga chugga choo choo. Lots to explain in this run. Really cool, really technical.
Be interested in joining my new crew? You'd each get a hat.
Thanks, but maybe we should focus on escaping first before.
I didn't prepare my script for this mission, not like if you compare it to my Expedition 33, but if this doesn't get accepted, I'll be sure to explain it out a little bit more cleanly. But I mean, I feel like I'm still explaining everything pretty well. We're gonna have our Tide Twin fight, which we want to utilize to upgrade the Warmonger, but we have to wait like 10 seconds before we can hurl shot over. We do not want to kill them too early, otherwise it's soft logs, but we will want to use this as an opportunity, try to level up the Warmonger and deal damage on them before. Now we go back over. Ammo, and you got to take the hurl shot over to get the checkpoint. Otherwise, yeah, it's soft locks. But it would be faster if I used some of my shatter bombs here, along with my use shatter bombs on those guys because their XP is pretty useless. But I'm trying to level up my Warmonger as much as possible right now. We want to get that baby to level 5 before the final boss.
I am afraid so. Quantum actually saved us.
Okay, leveled up a little bit more now. So level 2 Warmonger upgrades, pretty good. We're gonna, like, all the upgrades on every level of the Warmonger is really useful, so we're gonna make sure to upgrade it every chance we get. Now, you might have noticed that we skipped the gold bolts in Sargasso the last time we were there, and that's because we're gonna get all 3 here. It's more useful to get them all, oh, come on. More useful to get them all now, as opposed to, or as opposed to earlier, like with the Speedle instead, but that might have been an incentive that I wanted to prepare. So using a Speedle to climb a mountain to get the... Okay, we're good. I didn't see the checkpoint, but once you kill the last enemy, you're free to restart checkpoint and it's a little bit faster. Okay, there's like 3 checkpoints that I'm getting right there, but nicely done. This Sargasso 2 is really like short, but it's very combat heavy, and enemies are just constantly spawning. This fight sucks, or in my opinion it sucks. I need to conserve my Warmonger ammo. Let's wait for him to fall, and then... If we timed it well enough, we could have leveled up the Warmonger during that fight to refill ammo on it immediately. That still wasn't bad though. That still wasn't terrible. There is actually a way to despawn this boss too. It is extremely tight, but again, like Warmonger, we just got it. We want to level it up to level 5 before the end, so it's actually worthwhile using that guy to level up the Warmonger a lot. Ooh, that was not the best wrench boost, but we'll recover. Nice. So we just skip that whole like mini rail section up to this ship with that wrench boost. Very, very nice. So here, shout out to Everyday Aussie. I don't know why I remember that he found a lot of strats, even like the base boosted wrench boost in Ardolus at the start of it. But this is one strat that I always remember he found. Good Horizon Runner, but basically if you PMA with Trudy over you and then you wait 10 seconds, Trudy falls down right in front of you. Like, she just falls down right wherever you PMA'd, and yeah, you can just toggle her, interact with her from there. Really, really cool. Okay, once we destroy that, we're gonna restart checkpoint. Now, we're gonna get a gold bolt here during this section, but we want to activate the shields first. So once we shoot the shields, we trigger Kit's dialogue faster. Otherwise, you have to wait like 10 seconds before Kit says anything. He's like prompted to say it as soon as possible if we shoot him early. But we're gonna get this gold bolt. It's slightly... It's you can't actually die, so don't go too fast, but then the bombs spawn pretty much right after we get that gold bolt, which is very efficient. We want to try to pick up the bombs like right after we do a boost. Lets us pick them up a little bit faster. Hopefully that gets it. I'm gonna get a backup just in case. Nice, we got it. Cool, cool. So now we're gonna get these 2 final gold bolts, and we have some pretty crazy wrench boosts to get up to the spots. Hopefully I can pull them off, but there's a lot of backups too if I don't.
Any good news?
Oh, good. We talked to Quantum and got a plug off of him. Guess you can listen in to the Emperor.
Let's meet at Zerky's. This might be our chance.
Oh! Oh my god, I actually did it. Cool. Get a checkpoint, and then we get the other gold bolt. That is the best that I can pull that off. I did not expect to get that during this run. Oh my god. And then we could just restart checkpoint and go back to the ship. Nice. That was super clean. That was awesome.
Let's do this.
So glad I got that during the marathon. Oh my god. There's a lot of backups where if you don't get enough height to get that gold bolt in the ring. That gold bolt in the ring, by the way, is what I was describing, where we could climb the mountain up to it with a Speedle. It's pretty insane to see, but as you can see, using the wrench boost to get that gold bolt blowing into 2 gold bolts is pretty damn quick. So here we want to... The enemies have gotten a lot tougher, so ammo is of the essence. Want to make sure all of them are dead.
Is it just me, or are these guys creepy?
Better think this through.
What's great about backwards wrench boosting is that it still does wrench damage if you do it next to enemies, which is a little bit more efficient than just doing a wrench slam, but it's really hard to be efficient and precise to hit, because when you do a backwards wrench boost, you're doing 3 wrench swings, forward, back, forward, really fast. So if you can get all those swings to hit an enemy, that does more damage than like a wrench slam. Pretty sick, but hard to precisely do. But if you're like knowing that you can finish an enemy with it and you need to start building up momentum from something, then yeah, it's very helpful. Or if you're building up momentum to the enemy because you're out of ammo and you're like more than 15 meters away. So there's no quick way with these elevators, but doesn't mean that if you don't kill these enemies fast enough, though, the elevator actually does slow down. So don't think that you have all the time in the world and this is auto-scroller section. Even though it kind of is, it definitely will slow down if you're not killing fast enough. And I've lost like 15 seconds in the second on world record pace runs because of it before. But you do want to be careful about ammo because you see I'm 0 out of 8 Warmonger, and I'm hoping that this drops Warmonger. It only dropped 4, so it's gonna actually 2. But yeah, we'll have more ammo up here. But I need Warmonger ammo specifically for this guy. Set up topiaries, aim ahead of him, because it takes time for the Warmonger to get to the guy. So I would have liked, in this situation, if I underleveled the Warmonger as I have in this run, I would have liked to keep it underleveled before it hit level 4. It did hit level 4 there, unfortunately, but I would have liked to keep it right before level 4 before I beat the boss of this level, because we don't have any more required fights to go through until the end, and it would have been nice to refill ammo on that last fight midway through it, but we'll make do with what we have. Be careful, these guys can hit you. What did I just say? So, we have 3 pressure plates, another rule of 3. So we need to take down these. I'm going to get this rare titanium. I don't think I need it. Now I want to be careful and not destroy this barrier in front of me, because I'm going to use this barrier to go out of bounds and get the gold bolts, so we don't have to do the last glitch puzzle. Okay, we're fine. I shouldn't have slow mode there. It's one of the newer tricks that I haven't practiced in too much. Oh! Just wait it out. Okay. So I didn't do it as efficiently. We're gonna have to waste some time just slowly drifting down. But essentially we go out of bounds there. And the idea is that the momentum of the wrench boost going way out of the level and going before the and going back in after we can go under the level, like, because it doesn't render the thing. We do have to be worried about a death plane, so we can't go too low, but you know, it's a fine tight area for us to explore that we aren't too high to hit the solid boundaries, but also not too low to hit the death barrier. But yeah, it's pretty cool that we can go out of bounds for that gold bolt. Here we have the infamous catacomb skip. It's really hard to get the perfect speed I did not get the perfect speed, but I have a backup. 90% of the time I have to hit the backup. It's really hard nowadays to hit the perfect catacomb skip.
Come on, almost
But
there.
essentially, this is a whole speedle section that we have to go through, and we can just wrench boost through it. Really cool.
We made it.
All right. Now, if we can get Clank to swear here, it's optimal, because then we can dialogue mute on it, and it saves us like 3 seconds on
We're on it.
some dialogue. Nice. Holy bleep. Thank you, Clank. Appreciate it.
It has completely
We love when Clank swears.
If it means we will
Optimal.
never have to see a bone goon again.
Oh, but I can't change ammo type, because changing ammo type removes the dialogue muting. It's a way to fix it if you accidentally did it or need to remove it intentionally. But it just skips the monk dialogue right there.
Thank you.
Skips straight to the rift is closed immediately.
Gotta go. Stay safe.
Ratchet,
Yeah, it's like 2-second time save.
find the map yet?
I will reach
The fight could have been faster with the skeleton Grunthor, where it makes it less less efficient for us to go for it on any percent as New Game Plus, but yeah. All right, so now we've got two final levels. Visceron is hard and tight. There's a lot of triggers on this, and we don't want to wrench boost over the water, otherwise we're prone to crashing our game. So we got to be very careful about using IJs as backups, but also this is where we get the rest of our gold bolts. So we should be at 23 gold bolts after this one. Should be the 23rd. And it's very important because after the 24th one, we can turn on infinite ammo. Very important. Oop. Didn't, you have to be at full charge in order to do wrench boost, if I didn't mention that. There's a required trigger right there. Probably fastest is just wrench boost there. Three little minion guys that we don't want them to interrupt us. Hurry, hurry! Okay, we're good. And then if I'm fast enough, nice. I can, don't have to wait on the glass to break. And I can go through that door as it closes. Really cool Mission Impossible type sequence. But yeah, this is gold bolt number 24. Now we can't access the menu right away, but as soon as we restart checkpoint, then we can go in, turn on infinite health as well, so that we don't have to worry about getting knocked back by anything. Oop! And now we're going to do this wrench boost to essentially go all the way around. Oh no, I lost my speed. That's okay. We have to go all the way around, and there's a checkpoint right there on the other side of the door. And now that we have infinite ammo, we don't have to worry about losing ammo on our Warmonger. Get Raritanium over there. The boss also drops a little bit of Raritanium there. So normally our Warmonger is pretty close to level 5, but I don't think it's going to be enough by this next Mrs. Zircon visit. We have like 3 sniper bots and 2 like regular enemies. I don't think that's going to be enough XP, but we want to ideally at this next Mrs. Zircon spot do our final upgrades. If we are under leveling, we'll just do them at the start of the final level.
Must be very worried about all of this.
Something like that. Look, folks, I'll be honest. It is the warbot who took off my...
Also, fun note, you do actually get a little bit more XP if you damage enemies while they're topiaried.
Don't worry, folks. We'll save...
Part of it is because you're doing extra damage, but I think overall you do actually earn more XP overall.
Did you hear about the disturbance in processing?
So close. We want to back away a second. And still do that upgrade That upgrade. Alright. Now this is a very precise wrench boost. Viscerin is home to a lot of precise... Oh, shoot. Dang it. Okay, let's retry that.
That's the warden's office. Just have to use these platforms to get close to the
Nice.
warden there.
So there is a very precise checkpoint that we have to get halfway through that wrench boost. So you can't just go straight to that portal. You have to actually know what checkpoint to hit during that wrench boost. And then here, instead of waiting 15 seconds doing nothing, we're gonna go around here. This one took a while. I'm really proud when I found this. But there's just like one little corner that you can get the checkpoint there. There's actually a few corners you can get, but that's just the fastest way. Then here we go. That's our last gold bull. We got it. 25 out of 25. Let's go. Now all we have to do is beat the game. A little bit slow on my movement, so I'm gonna do a safety IJ. But yeah, like what we do there, by the way, is you might have noticed that I went forward and that started moving Ratchet and Kit's cell before I got the gold bolt. I'm also going to shoot the Warmonger, and this is gonna kill the guy and level up. So now I'm at level 5 Warmonger, which is good for this final fight for me to do a little bit more damage, even if I don't have the final level 5 upgrades. But yeah. What I was just saying is that there's a lot of sections in Visceron where you want to go into a room to trigger Ratchet and Kit's cell to move forward as soon as possible, and then you just have to wait for it to progress forward before you can do your next thing. Sometimes you do have to kill enemies before a certain time, before Ratchet and Kit's cell moves forward too far along, but yeah, there's a lot of waiting. A lot of stuff we can do fast enough where it does resort to us waiting, so that's what you saw. We actually utilized pretty much no time loss. Wow, that was really good. That was really solid. Kind of a hard wrench boost to hit. Because at that rail you usually lose speed. This whole section is just so fun. Dude, it's hard, but it's so fun to wrench boost, do successful wrench boosts through. Okay, now that was intentional. I wanted to restart checkpoint because it puts Ritz, if you do this fight too quickly, like if you get over here too quickly, it actually like soft locks Kit's and Ratchet's cell. This fight's very precise. You have to know the spawns very well of all these enemies, so I'm just gonna focus here. We go over here to spawn some enemies. I think that was all of them? No? There we go. And that's how you know that you finished the fight. Very good. But we do have a second fight here with 2 boss fights. We're going to start trying to throw shatter bombs to try to damage this guy, and then when he gets killed here, switch to Warmonger. Boom, and then switch over to the other side. I don't think I finished the boss, actually. Yeah, no, I didn't. That should be it? Nope. Okay, good. Alright, cool. So we got all 25 gold bolts. So we don't have to go back and go get any that we missed, and we can go straight into the final level. Huzzah. And restart to instantly get through this. There's a small CS warp that we can do here at the start. There we go. Very small. It's hard to notice if I don't mention it. But yeah, Haven't been keeping up too much with the story, but Emperor Nefarious basically back at when we did the Nefarious fight, he came back, stole into dimensions, and we've been essentially just trying to stop him, catch up to him, and stop his chaos that he's reigning over. We are now. I actually am low on. I'm short one piece of Veritanium. We'll be fine. Just got more fight optimization. There is so much, like, with the New Game Plus, any percent is so different from New Game Plus because New Game Plus, you just need to know the spawns of everything and then, like, figure out how to shoot a rhino shot in the middle of all of it and do a huge nuke explosion. For this, you have to actually, like, precisely aim everything. We do have, like, Warmonger and Shadow Bomb have really good splash damage now that we don't have to worry too much. About being extremely direct, but you know, there is like headshot damage and stuff, so being closer to the headshot is more efficient. We see the checkpoint in the bottom right, so then we can restart. Cool. But yeah, official. Pretty much what we're at in the story is we're back in Megalopolis. Emperor Nefarious, instead of taking over like the dimension world, Rivet's dimension, he decided I'm just gonna go back to Dr. Nefarious's crappy universe and take that over instead. So we can go ahead. We have a useless cutscene skip right there. Here we do not want to actually topiary the suit because topiarying him and doing damage will cause him to go back into the portal immediately. This way we are able to one-phase him, which is really good. Here we're gonna try to aim for two-phase, but actually no, we're not gonna be able to get two-phase on this. But we're gonna try to shoot in the middle. His eyes are his weak point, so once one of his eyes gets destroyed though, he kind of like goes back into a portal. We want to limit him going back into the portal as much as possible, so we don't want to do direct shots to the eyes. Sometimes he'll just go back after enough damage though too. It's a little bit of RNG. Or at least we haven't found a good way to control it. Sometimes this fight can soft lock at 25%, but honestly it's if he goes into his portal at least once before 25%, then it often means that you won't soft lock. That's usually the only problem in G+. Also, be careful not to fall off. I've definitely done that before. As we wait, we can just do a cool thing down here while we wait. Alright, we gotta skip across some rocks. There's a really cool, unique, exclusive trick here where if we slow-mo and wrench boost, backwards wrench boost on that corner. I didn't do it right, but we could have gotten a pretty good speed boost there. That didn't require us to IJ at all. Okay, we gotta go into the hearts. So on New Game Plus, you would restart checkpoint and it sets the heart at reduced amount, but here on any percent, the fastest method is just to hit all the weak points with our wrench. And then we just want to spam Dire Bomb and Warmonger. Now, one of the coolest, newest skips is right here at the end. It's Death Water strat, and this is something that I literally, we've kind of known about for a while, but we haven't been able to apply it for any percent until last week. So we're gonna make him go into the water. It's kind of precise, so I'm gonna worry about this, but essentially we get him to 0 HP by getting him into the water. It instantly kills him, but these enemies can still soft lock, so we're doing a precise setup to killing the flying enemies. There we go. This is a very likely chance to soft lock. Wait for that portal to close. 1, 2, now. And now get ready to kill these guys. Point blank. And I think that was good. Yes, okay, we got it. Cool. First try, wow. Nice. So that saves 30 seconds on this final fight. If you don't kill, like if any enemy is still alive at a certain point when you hit like does her final punch, you kind of soft lock the fight and have to restart it, but luckily I killed all the enemies off using a setup that I found to kind of like focus on the flying enemies with the topiaries. and then like go over from the right side to the left side. And that strat's kind of like been around 70-80% consistent for my part, whereas it used to be something that people would only get 10% of the time on any percent. So that's a strat optimization I made just like last week. So I'm so glad I got that first try in this submission. But yeah, it was a wild run, this run. It's a good run still, especially without me having a lot of practice lately. But you know, Rift Apart's my favorite game. I have a lot of history with it, and I would love to show it off at a GDQ at some point. So, and I think all gold bullets, in addition to Expedition 33, would be great to show off at this AGDQ. Yeah, so much stuff to talk about with this game to just show off this game at an optimal level. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching and thank you for considering it.
Look who's talking.
And yeah, again, I can't stress enough, Expedition I've been working so hard on, so
Ready to fix
I would be really sad to see this get in and not Expedition. But yeah, this is something that I'm just considering on the low chance for this AGDQ on if I can get both of them accepted. If not, I'll gladly submit Rift Apart next for SGDQ 2026. But yeah. Invisible Mort! Oh my god! That's a little cutscene glitch. Okay. But that's my submission. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening or morning or whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a good one. See ya.